Howdy guys, I'm Zach and I'm here today with RAZZLE to talk to you about Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange is directed by Scott Derrickson and it stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Tilda Swinton, Rachel McAdams, Mads Mikkelsen, and Benedict Wong. Now guys, Doctor Strange is the newest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it kind of brings the Marvel Cinematic Universe into the mystic realm. Now this is really interesting, especially for someone like me who is a fan of comics. I have a bunch of Doctor Strange comics. They're in my long boxes, and I really enjoy Doctor Strange. He's a great character, and it's something that I was really excited to see. As far as the movie is concerned, it didn't go as well as I had planned. Now, this film is not a bad movie. I'm going to start off right off the bat by saying that I didn't hate the film. I just didn't like it as much as I was expecting to. So let me start off by telling you what I really liked about the movie. I liked the performances. Benedict Cumberbatch, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Tilda Swinton, Rachel McAdams, the above cast really did a stellar job at doing what they had to do. Benedict Cumberbatch is going to make an awesome Doctor Strange down the road. He killed it. His accent was great. He really carried himself well, and he showed presence in the film, both when he was on the screen and when he wasn't on the screen. When they were talking about Doctor Strange, you felt Benedict Cumberbatch's presence and you felt his ability. Now, that's not a surprise. He's an amazing actor, but I think he did well with the character that he was given. Chiwetel Ejiofor is always excellent, and he was excellent in this film as well. I could feel Mordo's motivation, what motivation there was there at least. And Tilda Swinton did well as the Ancient One as well. And the cast really in this film was stellar, and that's not really a surprise because the cast is full of great actors. Now, I do want to talk about Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen is a fantastic actor, but he was really wasted in this film. His character of Caecilius was incredibly wasted in this film. And I'm not going to go into any spoilers, obviously, but I felt like they could have focused on Caecilius' story a little more rather than going to another place that they did go. Caecilius felt like a waste, and Mads Mikkelsen in turn also felt like a waste. Another thing I really enjoyed about this film was the 3D and the visuals of this film. The VFX were stellar. When you went to the mystic realm or you went to the ethereal plane, you felt like you were there. It was well done. It was well documented. And Scott Derrickson really brought some horror aspects to the film, which I really enjoyed. Just sort of through VFX, you felt that he had a horror background. And I thought that that was done really well. Now, the use of VFX in the beginning of the film, when Strange first goes into that ethereal plane, I feel were far overused and sort of just done for the sake of doing them. It didn't really drive the story along. But when the ethereal plane effects and the VFX were used in action sequences and for purposes of driving the narrative forward, it worked. It worked so well, and I was blown away. Go see this in 3D if you're planning on seeing the film, because the 3D really added something, I felt. My first flaw with this film, unfortunately, is the story. The story felt very bare bones, but not in a sort of minimalistic focus on character-driven moments kind of way. It was very bare bones in a sense of nothing really happened, or I didn't feel like anything was happening. It was very cut and dry, a basic origin story, which I understand is going to happen because guess what? Not many people know who Doctor Strange is, but it wasn't done in an interesting way, sort of how Deadpool was done in an interesting way, where you could see Deadpool happen and be Deadpool, but then you also got to see his origin story laid out throughout the film. This wasn't done in an interesting way. It just felt very, this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens, which I understand, but it didn't work well. And I think one reason that didn't work well was because of the pacing of the film. I did not understand how time was passing throughout this movie. The passage of time felt incredibly mixed up. It felt incredibly confusing, and simultaneously I had a feeling of boredom and also that the film was cramped. It truly didn't make any sense. Another thing that I didn't enjoy about Doctor Strange was that I didn't feel the film hooked me. I never felt attached to the characters or attached to the story, And that goes back to the writing. The writers of the film did not give enough attention to characters and character development. It just sort of laid the characters out and then had actions happen on top of it. Which, yes, I get. That's how stories are formulated, but it takes more care and more focus to craft a perfect narrative or to craft a story that makes sense. And last but not least, everyone is going to talk about the comedy of this film. Now, Dan Harmon was invited in to sort of punch up this script and make the script a little funnier. And while there were scenes that were funny and there were scenes that I enjoyed, I felt that in this movie in particular, the comedy was sort of misplaced. This was a rare time when I didn't feel Marvel's comedy was on point. In fact, I felt it detracted from the film and took away from some really dramatic moments. Guys, all in all, Doctor Strange was not a bad movie, and I know that I said a lot of more negative things than I did about positive things, but honestly, I was just disappointed. That's why I'm going to give Doctor Strange a 6.5 out of 10. Guys, clearly Doctor Strange is not the best endeavor that Marvel put out this year. If you want to see the best Marvel film of the year, and in my opinion, one of the best Marvel films out, it is Captain America: Civil War. That movie blew me away. It was incredible. But Doctor Strange, guys, didn't get the job done. Thanks for watching, and if you need more Razzle, make sure to hit that subscribe button.